What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I got another episode of the People's Questions, episode 110. If you can't already tell, today I'll be playing some God of War Ascension. And I got a good number of questions from about 4 of you guys, and to jump right in, the first question comes from Travis H, and you want to know, what are my thoughts on the layoffs and the new IP cancellation at Sony's Santa Monica Studios? Well, in terms of layoffs, that's very unfortunate. It's never a good thing in the gaming industry when layoffs have to take place. And I'm really curious as for why they would need to have these layoffs because next to Naughty Dog, I would say Santa Monica Studios is probably the most successful. I want to say exclusives title for Sony. So why they would need to lay off some people, I find very puzzling. And the cancellation of the IP is very interesting too because we don't know what it was, but hopefully they come up with something soon. Maybe we'll see something at this year's E3. But if they cancel this IP, it must have been for a good reason. But I really feel bad for all those people who were laid off because I'm pretty sure they've been some of the great projects during I want to say the last set of God of War games. I'm sure some of those were some of the developers, and it's just unfortunate for them. The next 7 questions come from Mrs. Solid Snake, and you want to know, am I a dog person or a cat person? That's a difficult one. I can't. It's too close to call because dogs, for me at least, will keep me more active. But I don't know. I think cats being a lot quieter. I think they're just a little bit easier to handle. So I'm actually interested in getting one of both soon. The next question is, what is my favorite childhood memory? One of my all-time favorite childhood memories would be just me. They're basically, it's just a mixture of me and my brother just hanging out when we were much younger. We would go on these really crazy adventures in our apartment complexes and whatnot. So basically, my favorite childhood memories just involve me hanging out with my brother. The next question was, what was my high school experience like? High school was pretty typical. I graduated probably like within the top 50 of my class. I didn't make too many friends. I didn't do too many, extra activities. I didn't really talk to too many people. Didn't really go out. Didn't go to dates. Didn't go to any special events. I skipped out on all my proms. I skipped out on all the dances. So in a nutshell, high school for me was just no different than it was in middle school. I was just more concentrated on doing what I felt I needed to do and didn't really care about anything else. Next question is, what is my favorite game of the past 3 years? Past 3 years, I want to say Ni no Kuni. I mean, that is the very game that revitalized my love for RPGs, and I'm happy that I got to play it when I did. The next question is, opinions and thoughts on marijuana. Well, I don't smoke it, so I don't know what it's like to smoke or do marijuana, but I do know that it is used in pharmaceutical ways, but some people tend to abuse it. So, to each its own. I think it's just as addicting as something like smoking. So I think people should have a choice in the matter, unless it's illegal, which I'm sure marijuana is. So I think if people want to smoke marijuana and end up dying from it, that's their choice. I'm not going to let anyone in my family get involved with it, as far as I know. The next question is, do I have any tattoos and do I want any? I don't have any tattoos now, but I actually do want one. I was actually planning on getting a matching tattoo not so long ago with a friend of mine, but unfortunately they moved away, so I didn't get that chance. But maybe if enough of you are curious enough, maybe I'll make a video talking about a couple of tattoo ideas that I've had in mind. The next question is, do I believe in any supernatural things like ghost aliens, and do I have any unexplained experiences? In terms of supernatural things, there's a part of me that's, very skeptical about it, but it's open for interpretations. I mean, if ghosts and aliens do exist, then, I won't be too surprised, but for the most part, I kind of just pretend like, yeah, they don't really exist. But if they do exist, I would be more than willing to accept that fact without, going through a midlife crisis. And have I had any unexplained experiences? No, not that I know of. Anything that has happened to me, I've generally been able to explain why the event happened the way it did. The next set of questions come from Elijah S. And you want to know, have I ever been to a concert? If so, what band, and was it a good concert? No, Elijah, I have never been to a concert. However, I really would like to go to a Linkin Park concert because they are my favorite band. The next question is, what is my favorite superhero and why? Well, I'll go with my top three superheroes. It's always going to be Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and it has been that reason. It's been that way because they are the Trinity, and as we know, Trinity is another name for three, and the number three has been my favorite number since as far back as I can remember. Heck, there are a lot of things in my life that revolve around the number three, and it's a good thing that three is part of 3TR because three totally rocks. The next question is, have I played Red Dead Redemption, and what would I give it 1 out of 10? I've played it for about an hour, and I got bored of it, and I never played it again. So I really don't want to rate it, because if I were to rate it, it would be a pretty low rating, and I know that a lot of you out there really enjoy it, so, Red Dead Redemption was just not for me. The next question is, do I have any brothers and sisters? Yes, I do. I have 2 of each. The next question is, what are my thoughts on Ghostbusters 3? Well, with the recent loss of a certain actor, obviously we can't have all 4 Ghostbusters come back, and I think at this point, I don't think we need a Ghostbusters 3. I mean, as much as a lot of us would really like to see them put on the packs one more time, after what happened quite recently with a certain loss, then I don't want to see it. If I can't have all 4 of them together one last time, then I don't really want to see a Ghostbusters 3. And the last set of questions come from Galen429, and you want to know, have I seen the show Young Justice, which is about the sidekick heroes in the DC, like, let's see, I gotta scroll over here, like Miss Martian, Robin, Superboy, Kid Flash. Any thoughts on its cancellation? No, I never actually got to see it, but I did hear it was a good show, so if it ever comes on like Netflix or Hulu, and there's I have like a good day just to do whatever, then I'll be more than happy to sit down and watch it. Your next question is, who is the most powerful of Spider-Man's villains, in my opinion? Most powerful. Well, in terms of most powerful, you could say someone like Galactus, because Spider-Man has somewhat battled someone like him. He's fought people who aren't quite in his Rose Gallery, but if I could pick one, I would probably say Venom. The Venom symbiote is so incredibly powerful, with a close second being someone like Carnage. Like, I would love to see a movie that has Spider-Man going up against Carnage and Venom, or maybe we could see Spider-Man and Venom take on Carnage. Just adding either one of those two in a movie and doing it right would be phenomenal for me. Your next question is, aside from Batman and Superman, who is my favorite DC hero? Well, if I can't pick Batman and Superman, then the third choice I would pick is Wonder Woman, obviously. Next question is, who is my favorite Superman villains? Let's see, top 3, let's see. Obviously Lex Luthor, because he's very intelligent. I'm a big fan of Darkseid, and believe it or not, I really would like to see Metallo, and from what I've heard, we might actually see Metallo in the next Superman-Batman collaboration movie, so I hope that rumor is true, because I've always found Metallo very interesting, especially with his interpretation that he had in the Superman animated show. Your next question is, have I seen the 2003 Ninja Turtles series, which is a much darker and serious one than the original series? No, I wasn't really much of a Turtles person. That was more my older sibling. I was much more of a Power Rangers person, and I even watched Power Rangers from Mighty Morphin all the way to Dino Thunder, so maybe if you ask me a Power Rangers questions, I could give you a much better answer. Oh, this is a funny one. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could wood what? Okay, that's obviously some type of like tongue twister, so funny, Galen, nice one. You got me to kind of get tongue-tied here on my own channel. The next question is, what are some of my favorite TV series? You know what? I've been getting this question a lot, and I'm not going to answer that here. I'm actually going to do a top 10 video, just doing my top 10 favorite TV series. I'll try to get it up probably the week after I get this episode of People's Questions up. And your last question is, can I review Sherlock Series 3? Yes. Okay, I will get that up. I'll get it up around the same time that I get my favorite top 10 TV series of all time. So this coming up week, I will have both up, my Sherlock Season 3 review up, and my top 10 favorite TV series. And with that, those are all the questions that you guys sent in for me this week. I'd like to thank the four of you guys for sending them in. If you guys have any questions you would like me to answer in the next episode, feel free to type them in the comments down below, and feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to track me my future movie, video game reviews, and topic videos like this one, including the people's questions. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next time.